Hi, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm your host, Jaron Rosien. Our producer is Nick Steffens. Our publisher is Matt Bryant, and we're part of the Southeast Iowa Union. This is our second to last 2022 episode. It has been just under 6 months, correct?
I think, what day is it? Today, the 28th, so last Wednesday's show was our 6-month anniversary together.
Crazy stuff.
Yep.
Happy anniversary.
Yes, happy anniversary.
Half a year. Trying to wear normal clothes today. It is a fleece.
Yeah.
It's medium comfortable. I might have to strip it down.
It's not too bad today. I feel like sometimes it does get a little musty in here, but today it's not too bad.
It's weird how it's an inverse ratio to the temperature outside. The fact that
That is a good point.
It was -7 outside, it'd be hot in here. But that it's a moderate temperature outside, it's now it's not terrible in here.
Yeah. What is the weather for today?
Good lead in there, Nicholas. It is 37 degrees and mostly sun. It's hot out.
Yeah, it's supposed to get to 50 later in the week.
Yeah, 37 degrees and mostly sunny.
I was almost lazy and didn't shovel the driveway and the sidewalks. I was like, it's gonna melt in 2 days, but I was like, I'm gonna do it.
No, that's bad. And then depending on the swing, it'll melt, but not where your tracks are from your car, and then that'll freeze, and then you'll have these icy little paths. That's when I realized I was getting to be a certain age when I have my priorities shift from scooping or snow blowing the driveway before backing out because I don't want to pack the snow and then deal with the, this is normal stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, on today's show, what you have to look forward to includes good week 4, bad week 4. We'll also talk about some New Year's or New Year's Eve traditions. Since our last show, we talked about holiday Christmas traditions. We'll do local events, and I think you have a lottery story and just a little pop culture stuff, per usual fun. We will have one more show in 2022 on Friday. Our guest I'll be booking later today. We'll look at our list. Or if you have a suggestion for a guest for Friday's show, bring it our way. You have a couple hours, or basically today, to contribute an idea. If you have a birthday shout out, local event, anniversary, also send it our way in the chat, or you can email washialive@gmail.com. Have I missed anything, Nick?
I do not believe so.
Cool. Police activity in the last 2 days include 59 calls for service, traffic at the top, 19 of those, 11 in the sex offender checks, 3 harassment, 3 theft, 3 fire, 3 civil standby, 3 burglary, 2s and 1s in the remainder of the list. At 175th Street and Highway 218, we had report of a Cadillac stuck on the northbound shoulder of Highway 218 at the Highland High School turnoff. Vehicle tried to pass a snowplow. Yeah. Iowa Highway Patrol 193 checked the area, unable to locate.
Don't pass the snowplows. They're kind of there for a reason.
I know. I've heard so many stories that you get stuck, it's 25, 30 miles an hour, but then they're plowing in front of you.
There's a reason they're out there.
Yeah, the time that you're losing is time that you win by not passing them and going in the ditch.
Yeah.
That being said, I have passed a snowplow before.
I have too, but not when it was they're going through the snow or putting down the liquid de-ice or whatever that is they're spraying out.
True. I also really like the feature of the auto 4-wheel drive in my vehicle that directs power to wherever it needs to go.
I got my sedan, so.
It's a spoiled situation. Hey, but that Pontiac, or I don't know how heavy, the Regal's kind of a medium heavy.
Compared to my other cars, I feel like it has a bit more weight. The other ones are getting blown across.
Oh, yeah, the Saturn. The Bonnie was a wide base. It would handle like a little tank in the snow. Fine. All right, on Park Street, east in the county, we had a civil dispute with the landlord refusing to fix a heater. 90-10 spoke with the caller, and the landlord will fix the heat.
Yeah, I think that might be good, considering it was negative
Had to have
25
intervention
when that would have happened. So,
East Polk, that's the hospital. Caller reports several children playing on a large snow pile in the hospital parking lot. Fine. However, the caller is concerned they are digging a large hole and could get hurt. 102 responded. They were advised to stop digging the hole. And by hurt, we mean suffocated in a collapse.
See, as a child, because I kind of it was at the bottom of the hill, and so at the top of the hill, and the snowplows would go through, they'd end up just being these massive piles of snow. And then my brother and I would dig tunnels through them, which looking back is not safe at all.
Yeah, it depends on the freeze and the thaw.
Yeah, because
Our not safe would be similar on the playground, large piles of snow, and it was a rite of passage, king of the hill, or king of the mountain, or whatever.
Yeah.
And some of those things were jagged.
Yeah.
And then I recall, like, I feel like some of our playground monitors would allow it, and it was like just fine. You had to like, it's kind of like Darwinian like survival, and then others would be a little more like
maybe not throw your friends down like a 10-foot snowbank.
Yeah, with like jagged ice chunks that have refrozen, and they're like little boulders, not soft snow.
No, not at all.
Maybe they were more in control than we thought. Maybe when the snow was soft, they allowed it. When the snow was hard, they were more.
We're alive, so
made it through. Highway 1 South, caller reports a theft from Orshland's Farm and Home. She stole a coat earlier today, and just now stole a pair of, is it Ariat boots from the store. Suspect left northbound on Highway 1 in a maroon Chevy truck. She has multicolored hair and was last seen wearing a dark sweater and boot-cut jeans, no holes. Very specific. 105, 109, 111, 106, and 102 responded. Report filed for theft.
So she committed theft and then went back.
So
I feel like that's not a good.
I think there's goodwill, and there is the master's hand for clothes if you are like in need of warmth.
Yeah.
Stealing like brand new retail seems like something I'm judging. Also, the fact that she like dipped her toe in the water to test out the shoplifting situation and then returned to double down and take the boots.
That's my thing. Why would you go back to the scene of the crime and then commit another crime? This doesn't make sense.
I struggle. This is where some of my politics, I don't like it. I do not like it. So that's a brief, abbreviated little police report. Let's talk a little bit about our weekend before we go to break, and then we'll do good week 4, bad week 4, and then the holidays traditions that we want to mention. I have a family photo.
Yes,
we survived. I went to church on Sunday.
Hopefully I can. The whole
you've been having
photos
some trouble.
thing is being dumb, so we'll see if we can.
The reason for the season, of course, is the birthday.
Yes, so there we go.
This is my family. We did not do the pajamas or an overly orchestrated thing. It was just a chill little day. This was after church, putting on sweatpants, getting comfy. We had a nice time. That's my sister, brother-in-law, Andrew, nephews, mom, and stepdad, Gary.
Jade and I did do the coordinated pajama thing.
You did?
Yeah, we both.
You have to. You're newly.
Yeah, so we did the what is it called, flannel bottoms and black shirts. So we did, and then I went on Instagram and saw 5 other couples doing the same exact thing. So
do you have a photo for us?
I do, but I didn't upload it. I'm sorry.
Oh, you can show it to the camera if you want.
Probably could.
I'd like to see this cute photo.
It's somewhere in here.
No worries. You can
a good one.
Take a moment. What else?
There's me next to our Christmas tree. You can barely kind of see.
Oh my goodness, that's adorable, Nick.
So that was, but we also got snowed in like everyone else for 5 days. I think we were both about to lose our minds.
I can see how you'd get a little stir crazy.
Yeah, we got really bad.
I have bad news.
Yes.
My fan
has died. I probably should have put it on the charger, in between shows, because it's it just sits over there.
Of me. I'm gonna lose a layer before I overheat. Would you show my shepherd's pie? This is what we did with my dad.
Yes.
We don't do gifts. We just kind of get together, spend a little time. So I made a shepherd's pie. You'll have to enlarge it. Yeah. This was the after. Such a simple dish, but what a comforting little casserole. If you're not familiar, shepherd's pie is typically lamb, but Iowa, beef. So beef and vegetables, beef stock. It makes like a sauce. It thickens up, and covered with mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes that you put an egg yolk in so it browns nicely.
Oh,
and a bit of chives to brighten it.
I didn't know about the egg yolk thing.
Yeah, that makes the nice browning. Of course, I didn't take a professional photo, but there's a little shepherd's pie action for you. Anything else you'd like to talk about from your family experiences?
I was supposed to go up to Marion to see my mom and family again, but then with the weather, did not do that. So that added to the stir craziness. I did get a new knife from my sister for Christmas, and
the kitchen knife, right?
A new kitchen knife, because if you watched the Halloween episode, it was very poor, and I already cut my finger.
Oh, nice. Victorinox, Wusthof, Japanese.
What was that second one you just said?
Victorinox?
No, the
Wusthof.
That's what it is.
That's a nice knife.
It is quite the upgrade from what I had.
It is a German knife.
That's
spelled Wusthof. Stuff.
I think so. I'm not quite sure.
I get distracted.
That's
but
good.
we know that you're okay with it. Again, viewer, if you have an idea for who we should have on our show on Friday, throw us a link in the chat. We're going to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to cover Good Week 4, Bad Week 4, and New Year's Eve traditions. What is yours? I'm going to talk about fondue on this episode of Washington Live. We'll see you after the break.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
Hey, Andrea.
Hey, Todd.
What did the horse say after it tripped? Help me, I've fallen and I can't giddy up.
Welcome back to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm Jaron, that's Nick, and we're going to chat with you about local events, Good Week 4, Bad Week 4, and New Year's Eve traditions. Yep, forgot local events. Oopsie doopsies. I feel more comfortable now, however.
Now that you've shedded a layer.
Shedded a layer. Hey, right now or later today, there's a piano marathon at the public library. Since it's not a big study time situation, I'll play at 1:40 for 20 minutes or so. And there's rotating people to play the piano. So if you need a little acoustic piano, it's a Steinway that's been rehabbed, and it's a beautiful instrument.
Yeah, something I talked about on Newsbreak yesterday. I think it was 1886. It's a...
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the year it was made or if they were just called 1886.
I think it was might be the year it was made. These things are, I'll find out and report back. That's probably why they keep it locked up so tight.
Probably.
While I think about it. Hey, it's my privilege to promote a couple things going on. Tonight at JP's at 7:30, my former classmate, Brendan Lola, is playing with his ensemble, Faux Ho Faux Show, and he plays the accordion. And it's eclectic and fun, and we'll open at 4:30 and then have music at 7:30.
Nice.
So if you need a little live music in your life. Finally, we also have a New Year's Eve prime rib dinner. So if you haven't selected your plans for New Year's Eve, there's lots of great places to go, and at my spot I have 2 big old prime ribs on reserve. Do you like prime rib?
I would say, yeah. I think as far as...
Have you prepared it yet before?
No.
Before, that doesn't make sense.
I haven't, but what there was, I used to paint houses one summer, and I was on top of some dude's house, and he was making a prime rib for his son's grad party. And that was the worst day of work ever, because it was just...
It couldn't get better, yeah, or worse, I suppose.
It was tough, because I was starving, and he did give me some at the end, so that was the payoff.
That's a win. There's techniques of the low and the slow, the medium, and then the high. So I do 500 degrees for 30 minutes, then lower to 350. So it gets a crust and that hot heat, and then I lower and cook it to, desired temp.
He was doing low and slow.
Delicious. Hey, we have a job opportunity for you in our Good Week 4, Bad Week 4. Of course, this comes from The Week magazine out of New York. compiles everything that happens in a week. It's a good week for small game hunters after New York City began a search for a highly motivated and somewhat bloodthirsty individual to be the new rat Tsar. The job listing says the successful applicant will have a general aura of badassery. Interesting. And you looked up the salary range?
Yes, it was between 120,000 and 170,000. So I guess you got to negotiate and prove that you're a good rat catcher.
Yeah, so this is really like animal control in New York City. They're known to have a rat issue, and they're looking for someone to really spearhead their attempt to resolve it.
Did you watch the public announcement of their anti-rat initiative?
Did you hear this? No, I did not.
Oh, it is absolutely unhinged. The lady is like, the rats don't run this city, we do. The rats are gonna hate this announcement. And it's like, why are you talking?
That's called anthropomorphism.
Yeah.
When you give the animals human-like characteristics, the rats do not have an opinion.
Yeah, so it's just like,
they're not.
Is this really what you guys are going through?
They're not sentient. All right. It's a bad week for sleep hygiene. After the arrest, I heard about this too. After this was in Germany, Mannheim. I wonder if that's where Mannheim Steamrollers comes from.
Probably, I don't know.
I need to focus. So this Mannheim, Germany arrest of a 72-year-old hospital patient who actually turned off her roommate's oxygen machine not once, but twice because she was disturbed by the noise. So she did it once. The alarms go off. They come in. They rehook it up and they say, Sally, naughty, you can't be doing that.
Huh.
And she did not give any. She did not care.
Is that attempted?
She got arrested for something along those lines. It was serious. She got in trouble.
Yeah, I hope so.
That is bad behavior. Also bad behavior in Thailand. It's a bad week for emptiness, or finding emptiness, after a Buddhist temple in Thailand was left unstaffed after all 4 of its resident monks tested positive for methamphetamine. I never thought that drugs would spread to the temples, said community leader Sungyut Namburi. Isn't that bad?
How do they have a deal? How did it get there?
Well, unless they were manufacturing it.
Oh, I didn't even.
In a very peaceful, tranquil way.
I just figured they're in the monastery or the temple. I figured. I don't know.
Tranquility and
maybe it helps them reach enlightenment. I don't want to judge.
I don't know either, but tranquility and methamphetamine do not seem to go well together to me. This is off script. I was shared an article the other day on the Washington Post about a company and it's Karens for hire. Have you heard about this?
I have not heard about this.
Well, they've gotten some press, but then some people are offended by, Karens are also upset.
Yeah.
The Karens. But they have a regular job, but it's a startup company. And it is to hire people to advocate through customer service. There's a word for an obstacle course. Anyway, customer service obstacles. People that are just fed up.
The red tape.
The red tape, the supervisor. But so they have to be aggressive, but not mean, because there is a test. Yeah. Someone said, "Are you an idiot?" And they said, "Nope, we don't do that."
Yeah.
It's not the person on the phone's fault.
Yeah.
But they help people. And there's lots of illustrations and a fee of $65 to $100 in this startup called Karens for Hire that help you with your issues.
I think I need that because I'm just not the type of person to call them in the first place and then have the patience or the attitude to cut through all that.
In great news, I have a good customer service story that I just experienced it was before Christmas, and her name was Elaine. She was at a call center out of Georgia. She works from her home. She babysits for her nieces and nephews. Her computer froze. She took my number. She had to call me back. It was tremendous. And I was forthright, about this issue. I was enrolled in AutoPay, but AutoPay did not enroll. Then I was gonna have a service shut down. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
She's like, well, I see where it enrolled you. Not to get in the weeds, but anyway, I told Elaine how I was dreading this call because I actually had to call twice. I got disconnected.
Yeah.
I've been dreading this, and I'm so happy to connect with you and have you help me because she was a delight. 5 stars. I mentioned her by name.
When I lived with my best friend Peyton, the school kind of screwed us over with housing stuff, and so he was like, "I'm gonna call them and I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind." And as soon as that person picked up the phone, he just hey. It's yeah, Peyton, you don't have that in you.
Oh well, I've learned less. You attract more flies with honey than vinegar.
Yeah. And he's the nicest person ever. So I was like, "You're not gonna give him."
I'm trying to remember. I will twist off. You've seen it, but I try not to take it out.
Yeah.
To have perspective. In UK, there was another startup. Oh yeah, we've read about this. A UK-based startup is developing a video game system designed to unleash your dog's cognitive potential. Joypaw's soon-to-be-released gaming console offers interactive puzzle games, including a whack-a-mole challenge, which dogs play by touching a saliva-resistant touchscreen with their snouts. Company co-founder Dersim Avdar said the games will stimulate bored dogs and help ward off canine dementia.
I think the most interesting...
Do you recall talking about this?
Yeah, I recall, but I think the most interesting part of this is saliva-resistant screens.
That is the new news. If you've seen our other episodes, you know that we showed examples of the dog and a little video of this touchscreen game. In other good news, in New Hampshire, a man who accidentally threw out his wife's wedding rings managed to retrieve them from a 20-ton trash trailer. So what happened, Kevin Butler took to the trash transfer station after unwittingly tossing in a napkin that his wife had wrapped the rings in after washing them. When he returned in a panic hours later, a supervisor reviewed surveillance video for the location clues. They then started digging, eventually spying a white bag with some familiar-looking celery stalks sticking out, and inside that bag were the rings. I wouldn't recommend doing that, Butler said, of the dumpster dive, but to get the rings back, I would do it 1,000 times over.
I was going to say, he would have been in deep doo-doo if he did not, so
Yeah.
I understand that man's
So that is
drive
today's
to find
good news. There is other good news in South Carolina. Is that where this lottery happened?
I believe so.
Tell us about the lottery in South Carolina.
So it was, you chose 3 numbers, and people chose, lucky number 7 across the board, 777, and they did the drawing on Christmas. Well, apparently, it was like a $5 million jackpot.
$3 million.
$3 million.
I have in my notes, yeah.
$3 million jackpot, which the problem is 12,000 people won because it was the most common thing you could probably think of is choosing, lucky number 7.
That makes sense. It says 12,125 tickets, $3 million. Divide that up. Each ticket will earn a prize of $250 or $500, depending on the amount paid for the ticket. Triple number combinations are by far the lottery's most popular played sequences, with Sunday's midday drawing producing 10 times the number of wins compared to the week prior. The drawing marked the 14th time that a South Carolina pick 3 had resulted in the numbers 777. I'm not a big gambler.
So
I have enough vices as it is.
Jade's family does like scratchers and like the stockings, and so like, that was the first time I've ever done a scratcher this year, and won $0. So I'm like, God, this isn't going to get me hooked because I won absolutely nothing. I think Jade won like $20 though.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, $20.
$20 is $20, but
and that seems like a harmless game. It's like it's a game.
I didn't pay for it myself. How much money would you have to make on a lottery where I would just never see you again? Like you make the money and then you just disappear.
I have plans. Like number 1 would be student debt, which I still have a small amount of. So debt would be the first thing to go. Now but the other thing that I would do immediately if the amount was large enough is bury, because in Iowa you have transparency with who wins.
Oh, yeah.
But I would put it in the safe deposit box. I would consult lawyers and I would make like multiple layers of an LLC. I would bury the results. I would bury myself into anonymity.
Well, those people that like accept it with like in a costume, like with a mask on, so their like family doesn't recognize them when they do the photo with the big check. And so
I've not seen that.
I don't know if
think
it's
the name
in
would still be public though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting. How much? I don't know. I'd have to I'll get back to you on that.
Concrete number.
But now you know my plans. My plans would be debt and discretion.
I don't even I think.
I don't think I would move.
If I'm 23, how long am I going to live? Another 60 years.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Probably $100 million. You'd probably never see me again.
You wouldn't say goodbye. We wouldn't get.
Well, no, because then how do I know you're going to like try to pull one over on me and get some money out of me? Can't trust anyone.
Friends have talked about that, namely mortgages. I think debt is the crippling thing.
Yeah.
So discussions with friends would be like, I would take that circle and just wipe the mortgage away.
That's true.
And that would be the gesture.
Well, I hate the people when they like with how big was that jackpot the other like a month or two ago? Wasn't it like $1 billion?
I think it hit $1 billion.
And people were like, well, after taxes, it's still like $750 million.
Yeah, it would be fine. You would survive.
But there's always that guy. It's like, well, after taxes, it's like, it's still a whole bunch of money.
It is not lost on me, especially in this season, that money. Well, you say money doesn't buy happiness, but it does go a bit of a ways.
Yeah.
But I think about some people are just perpetually unhappy.
Yeah.
And people that are insanely successful or have a pile of things and cash, and that's not lost on me.
Yeah. The Great Gatsby.
It did take a hot minute for me to realize it through college and life and
Yeah.
experience. Like when I was living at home in my mom's basement, like figuring my life out, knowing I was exactly where I was supposed to be. But then at the same time, there's people like that are judgy.
Yeah.
It's like, this is where I need to be. This is my growth, you know?
Yeah.
I am all over the board today. Hey, hope you're enjoying our sharing.
How much would you need to make to disappear? Ask that. We can ask that to the audience.
We'll just throw in the millions. We're going to go to break, and when we come back, we'll talk about traditions. That's what I'd be more curious to know of our viewers is what New Year's Eve or New Year tradition I'm missing out on. We have a few cross-continental ones. When we come back, we'll talk about fondue. We'll see you after the break on Washington Live.
5 Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Welcome back to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm Jaron, that's Nick. We're going to talk New Year's traditions for us and for weird ones in other countries, and then we'll do our birthday shout-outs. If you have a birthday shout-out or New Year's Eve tradition, please share it with us. You had a tradition? No, wait, you got in trouble for spiking the punch?
So this was back in high school where it was like we're probably 16 years old. It was a New Year's Eve party at a friend's house. And so me and my friends brought a bunch of like sparkling grape juice. And then since it was boys and girls, like the boys went to a different house because, boys and girls can't have a sleepover together.
That's reasonable.
And so we left and everyone, like all of us got sick with I think I was the only one that didn't get sick. Everyone else got like the stomach bug, was throwing up. It was disgusting.
I see, yes.
One of the moms was like, well, how do we know the boys didn't bring actual champagne and that wasn't actually sparkling grape juice? And that's why they're all throwing up because they'd never had alcohol before and, their stomachs can't handle it. And I was like,
jumping to conclusions. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it was my friend was her first child. So I think she was just a new mom and was just like, she was a very stressful mom about what was happening. And so I think we mended our relationship after that. But
And
she
you
thought
decided it was a food issue.
I assume so. Like what,
Yeah.
or just a food bug was going around, or a stomach bug was going around because I don't know why else everyone would get sick.
When we were 16, we would do overnighters that were like at the church, and we would like play games and like play in the gym and like do music. And I'm like, wait, there was adult supervision and chaperones.
Yeah, which I mean, there was parents there. Whoever's house that we were at, the parents were there. So it's like, how would I just go buy champagne as a 16-year-old and then like pour out the grape juice and then get a funnel?
There's a few obstacles that have to overcome.
But that's what that mom thought.
Our other tradition, as mentioned, is fondue. Are you familiar with the different little types of fondue that there are?
There's different types of fondue.
So, there's like chocolate, there's cheese, and then there's like oil. And of course, I mean, Iowa, it was oil. But then my mom would make caramel or caramel for the dessert stuff. And we would all have different little things, different meats, different marinated items, different little cheese balls or mushrooms or other like cauliflower, and we would fondue. It would make the whole house smell to high. And then you had these little forks with the little color coded things, and everyone had 2 forks, and it was kind of a social thing. I think this was out of the 80s, but it carried through as a tradition.
I think my mom...
it's still kind of a tradition. It occasionally happens on New Year's Day, typically.
I think my mom made me eat like cabbage, and I don't know if that's actually a tradition somewhere in the world, or if she just liked cabbage and she thought that was the only way to get me to eat cabbage. It's like, it's good luck if for the new year if you eat
cabbage.
Well,
isn't there something about black-eyed peas?
I think so too. And then also one of them is like if you eat 12 grapes, that's another one.
I have grapes. I could do that.
But there's some weirder ones that we got here, though.
Well, let's talk about those weird ones, and then we'll wish some happy birthdays. I have 3 birthdays to wish. We have a few celebrity birthdays, pardon me. And then I think I have to go to work. Although this is work.
Ish.
Technically. In Ireland, they bang bread against the walls, it says.
Yeah, there's not really much context for that one. It just says they bang bread against the wall.
To ward off evil spirits, families in Ireland make way for a healthy and prosperous new year by banging loaves of Christmas bread against the walls. Well, the walls. If it was Christmas bread and it's 6 days later, I can see why they could bang against the walls, because that would be hard.
There's
share us another one.
This one tracks in Canada. Go ice fishing is a New Year's Eve tradition, which for the Canadians makes sense.
Freezing temps don't keep them from starting the new year with a winter favorite sport, according to Global News. They will rent heated huts, though, and cooking equipment so they can enjoy their feast with loved ones on the spot after their ice fishing. That sounds nice.
Yeah. In Greece, we have hanging an onion outside your door.
I think I've heard of this. It's weird.
Really?
Believed to symbolize fertility and growth, thanks to its ability to sprout on its own.
That makes sense.
The onion is hung on the door after the church service on New Year's Day. Isn't that nice?
Yeah. And then Colombia placing 3 potatoes, exactly 3 potatoes, under the bed.
Aguero, as it says on your notes with me.
Yeah.
1 peeled, 1 not, and the last one partially peeled. Peeled. At midnight, each person grabs for one with eyes closed, and depending on the potato they select, can either expect a year of good fortune, financial struggle, or a mix of both.
That's kind of
That's
sucks.
depressing as heck. Those are not the odds that I would prefer.
Yeah. And then India building a sculpture of an old man and then burning it down.
In Bombay, we'd make an effigy of an old man that symbolized the old year and burn it at midnight. The burning symbolizes the passing of grievances from the old year and makes space for a new year to be born. Everyone would gather around singing Auld Lang Syne, and then it would turn into a little party. Ooh, there's the tradition of kissing at midnight. Champagne
I guess that is one. I wonder if they think we're weird for watching a ball slowly descend and then cheering when it hits.
Especially when you're watching the pre-recorded ball drop in another coast.
Yeah.
Finally, in Denmark, they throw old plates. It brings good luck. Tradition has it that the more broken kitchenware you accumulate on your doorstep, the better off you'll be.
I feel like that would be fun, just to
There is a pleasure in
aggression
and the breaking of things. Do we have any birthdays in the chat as of yet?
Not that I see.
Well, I have birthday friends that are Jordan Crone, McKenna Rich, and Chad Hushka. Happy birthday to you. Celebrity birthdays today are Denzel Washington, John Legend, John Manganiello.
Yeah.
Was that so? All right? Fair enough. And Seth Meyers.
Yes.
Has a birthday.
And then it is National Short Film Day. So go watch a short film.
Well, that's your specialty.
Yes.
Thank you for watching this wacky episode of Washington Live. Look forward to an announcement on our future guest for Friday's show, our last show of 2022. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you soon on Washington Live.